Hello, peoples. Welcome again to another edition of Senators Speak. Today, as usual, we won't be talking about peoples. Today we won't have any names at all to talk about in particular. Uh, so let's talk about a little honesty. What is honesty? Honesty is when you say you're not going to talk about nobody and you what? You turn around and start talking about Craig Brunson anyway. But you being straight out with what you saying and how you saying it and how you doing it. In other words, Mr. Craig Brunson has been hired to do things against me, and now I am supposed to defend myself. What are they losing after I have defended myself? Do I get anything for defending myself? For saying that I'm just only reporting the news out here as it is? Do I get anything for if I say something about Ed Peters, letting everybody know that he's one of the crookedest persons around? Did Wilson get anything when when he passed in his report on all these crooked people? I mean, your chief of police, when Chief Wilson, ex-police Chief Wilson, when he passed anything in and said that's brought allegations against this man? You don't bring allegations against these powerful peoples, you don't. Against peoples like Bruce Jenkins. You know, of course, you know what Bruce Jenkins did, don't you? Messages was left on our answering machine, but just so happened it was destroyed. We all think that it was destroyed by members of the Hinds County Sheriff Department or one of these government agencies around. Certain things that I'm not able to do because they have threatened me and told me that I'm not even supposed to go up to the federal building now. I don't know what's going on and what's happening. Some kind of way I think they're going to try to give me some more dog tags to tell me I got to wear them around everywhere I go before I can, so I'll be known. I guess they just doing it to just certain peoples and all. Or is they just doing it to peoples before they kill them? I heard that this fella, that this lawyer that was standing up for other people's constitutional rights was killed because of that and tried to make it look like a burglar or a bandit out here on the streets or something did it. A robbery case or something. These kind of things happen when people is trying to stand up for their constitutional rights. Do we have any constitutional rights now? Do we? When these kind of things happen to people, something needs to be done about it. I've heard so many people say that something will be done about this because he was a Caucasian. And I've heard so many other people say that won't nothing be done about it because it came from some people that was in authority, that it was a hit because this man was standing up for people's constitutional rights. Either way, justice should be swift and fast. Whatever is what, I believe that a person is supposed to have his constitutional rights, and whether you black or white, that the same would be happening. You would get your constitutional rights. But of course, here in Mississippi, we know that if you're being a person of color or white that have little or no money, then you have no rights. As I've said before, someone have said that Ed Peters' son have been busted 4 or 5 times for heavy drugs or things of that sort. But not yet have he spent a day in jail. But as I speak right now, I stand wanted. I spend days in jail all the time. Why? Because I tell the truth. I don't have time for a whole bunch of bull. I guess that's the reason why they say that this is one of the top controversial shows around. They say if you ain't seen him, you ain't seen nobody. How come? Because he up here telling everybody business out, because they ain't had no business having their business out and open like that if they didn't want it to be known to everybody. So how is it? What side are you on? We says, what side are you on? What side are you on what? I mean the war. The war has actually begun. You don't see the smoke. You don't hear the sounds of the bullets all the time. Who is the war between? Is it a race war between the blacks and the whites? Not this time. Is it a drug war? Not this time. Is it a war against the haves and the have-nots? Sound more like it. Is it a war between the United States government and the militia? These state militias around, these state militias which is law-abiding citizens, saying that they are tired of the government pushing them around and doing them a do all the time. Is that what it is? It sounds like it, don't it? When there's a war, you either on one side or the other side. Tell you one thing, the federal government been pushing me real rough and tough lately. Dogging me out like a dog and all, like they've been doing the rest of our peoples here. They don't want the food stamp, the welfare mothers that can't do no better. They don't even want them to get a damn more. They tell you, say, hey, you got to stop having babies. They don't want you to have the right. I guess you ain't got the right to bear children if you want to. They say, but if you bear them, then they won't be paying for them. They won't be helping them out. They're going to see to it that you ain't going to get no more money. So your dollars don't go too far. Make sure that y'all going to sit around and starve with all of them children. You're not going to have no money to buy them clothes or things of that sort. Boy, folks tell me they sure enough going to lock me up for doing all this talking out against them. I hear that Sheriff McMillan got a warrant out on me right now. He got his county boys looking for me real hard. So what? Supposed to mean something? It's supposed to be some big thing, huh? You know, I've been wanted a long time, steady, constantly. They always want me. That's why I always knew that these white folks always did like me. Because every time I look around, they want me. They want me for something. I don't know what the hell it is they be wanting me for all the time, and I want to go pick up some of these other folks out here. Well, I'll tell you like it is. Y'all can choose the side y'all want to be on. Whether you're on the militia side, which the militia is trying to make the people stand up. Trying to make the people stand up for what that Declaration of Independence, what our Constitution say. They want to deal with what the Constitution said and meant. Not about this bull mess out here that they just putting on the peoples out here. Now this was people's talking about this was people's in authority that probably hired that hit excuse me, that this was peoples in authority that probably hired that hit on this prominent Jackson attorney and tried to make it look like something else, like a common robbery. These kind of things is not righteous. Are we looking at something with the militia on one, with the different state militias on one side and the American government on the other side? Are we looking at these wars, at this war coming up? A civil war within the country? Nigga, you gonna wake up and what side you gonna be on? Or have you made your choice yet? Have you decided? Tell you one thing, can't nothing be too much worse than what the government got me going through on this thing now. I ain't got no constitutional rights. I can't go in my own federal building. My tax dollars supposed to pay for that. But how come I can't? Tell me these federal people ain't down on a nigga and ain't gonna send up smoke screens, bullshit signals saying that we should be down on the drug pushers when they know that they the one that brought the drugs in. They being the federal government. And then tell us that we get out here and raise hell with each other because about one doing one thing wrong and the other doing another thing wrong. When I first get up here, usually, when I come up here to talk to you all, to the peoples out here, what I do? I tell you a lie from the start. Tell you I ain't gonna talk about nobody. If you think I won't talk about some of these folks out here, you're crazy. Tell me I got to dress certain ways. I hadn't filed homestead exemption in I don't know 18 years I hadn't filed. Now, I'm not going to be filing let you white folk know where I'm at. I mean, you folks in authority and all, the one that like going around slipping up on people and shooting them. I know better. No, I don't want you around me. You sent folks to my house long time ago, many years ago, studied constantly and all. I told you, it's only so much the peoples out here can take. When the peoples will look at a person like Mike Bay when he blew all them folks out from up in the federal building over in Oklahoma, what they look at him and say? Is he the enemy or is he the hero? Which one? When you think about it. Tell you one thing, I know it's a bunch of evil ones down in this federal building over here in Jackson, Mississippi. And if it was blew out and all, you think, and I done already said it out to the peoples and all, that if you're up in there, you're working up in there, then you're supposed to get hurt with those peoples, with those evil peoples you up in there with. And if you say your office, the way you had up in there is not a part of this, then you need to get your office out of there then. Well, if not, and all they had the warnings and everything in the newspapers and on the news and everything to what might happen to you, I would have a heart attack just sitting around waiting for the bomb to go off. Don't know what's going to happen. Treat people so bad down there at the Social Security office, what happens? Somebody might come in there with anything and all. Yeah, they're going to be mad. I know y'all rough and tough on them now because y'all know y'all dogging these local peoples out real bad and all. But I tell you one thing, these militia boys and all, though, them some good, God-fearing peoples. But they know what this country was built off the Constitution. And they know that once you done suspended the Constitution and then brought in your own admiralty maritime jurisdiction You are just dogging our peoples out. Now these niggas don't even know what I'm talking about. They don't understand, do they? Why not? Because ain't nobody gonna stand up for my people's rights. You're not gonna say it straight out just like it is. They're dogging my peoples out. Treating my peoples like dogs, making them pay all kind of monies in their courts and things of that sort, and nobody is saying nothing about it. Well, I'm saying something about it. I'm saying these courts is set up fraudulent. People's walking in the courts and giving these people jurisdiction to charge them money that they didn't have to pay. And if I was them, I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't even go to them. I'd leave the damn courts alone. They're not set up for justice for our peoples, not for the poor white peoples, and then not for the black peoples. They're set up against us, to rip us off, to dog us out, to make us like we are zombies. Those are vampires sucking our blood out is what they are doing. And when they get through, they want us to fight among ourselves. The poor whites against the blacks, and while all the folks that got the money going hiding out. Wait until everything is over with. But it's looked like it's a different war going down now. These militias got a great chance of kicking these other federal boys' asses. Especially if us niggas stay out the goddamn way. Excuse the language, please. So whatever is what. Don't a lot of people say my name Fess, I ain't in that mess? I tell you one thing. Dogs keep on biting my hands and carrying on. I might would like to be one of them suicide bombers also. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Doing whatever I have to do to straighten this mess out that the federal government have made. Dogging my peoples out, going and coming, and I'm supposed to sit up and go for it. I'm supposed to go along with it like everybody else and don't speak out on it. That's why I like Mr. Stokes so well. He will speak out. Mr. Kenneth Stokes, the city representative, one thing about him, the city council member, one thing about him, if it's 6 against 1, he'll still speak out. That's a great man. It's not as many other, if a lot of other people would try to do some of the same thing, this city would go much further. That's what it's all about. I think he's going to make a great supervisor. There's no doubt in my mind that the peoples really want him. Because we need somebody we can honor and respect is what things is all about. How many other peoples around do we got that we can honor and respect? People that are not turning on us. Dr. E.C. Foster, we already know how he gonna vote on the city council before he even vote. Now people is trying to say that Calhoun is trying to get in with him. I don't know. I don't know what the people say about Armstrong. I'm just here talking. But what is the main thing that's happening out here though? Do we have war here in this country? Is the war? Have the war begun? Or is it just going to get started? Or have it been started? How long have it been going on? I tell you one thing, I don't know. I'm truthful and honest about it. I don't know. But all that fence straddling stuff ain't gonna work out here. Y'all get caught out here without your guns, you're in trouble. That's exactly the way it goes now. Tell you one thing, Craig Brunson, he throwing down against Enoch Sanders, ain't he? I wonder is he gonna be caught out here without his gun? Or whose side he gonna have his gun on? We don't know, do we? Nobody knows, huh? Maybe Craig knows when he go in the back room with the judges and sell our peoples down the drain. And then our people say what? Say, well, I didn't get but 3, 4, 5 years. Who you had as your attorney? And you say you was innocent? And you got 3, 4, 5 years? Oh, and you say, cause they scared you and told you that you could have did 15 or 20 years, huh? That what Craig Brunson told you, huh? And then got you to cop out for 3 years, huh? When you innocent all the time. They didn't have no rights of treating you like that. You understand what we're saying? You went in there and gave them jurisdiction over you. You went in there and allowed them to do that to you. Some people would rather fight first. I tell you one thing about me. I ain't studying that bull. And I bet you I don't mind about dying. I'm not going to let nobody just walk all over me just any kind of way. If I see you all out there walking all over my peoples like that, I'm going to be talking about it. It's simple as that. Nobody's not going to scare me or pay me no few dollars, no few damn dollars, not to do it. That's what it's all about. Everybody taking these bribes and stuff. That's why Enoch Sanders is a poor man, they say. Well, great, fine and well. If I had anything, what I was going to do? I was going to either literally stick a match to it or take it down to the casino anyway. One way or the other, just throwing away money, but at least if you take it to the casino rather than burn it, at least you might have a chance to win in something. Just the way things goes, right? Who cares about anything these days and times anyway? But I tell you one thing, we all know we got to die, but how would we like to die? Like to die fighting back. Not just standing up, letting them push us around all kinds of ways and all, showing them that we know how to be good servants and good slaves, things of that sort. I guess they'll be putting more charges on me saying that I'm inciting a riot because I tell folks about the way the things is going, the way they dogging us out and carrying on, and want our people to understand it, to look up to it and respect it. I mean, every time I've been over to the Veterans Hospital, they treating black, whites, and everybody real bad. You see how that white man had to throw that acid in that doctor's face over there, don't you? Because he just got tired of it. He fed up with that mess. If he was able to, he would have blew them out from up there too. They treating all our peoples wrong over at the hospital, experimenting on us and stuff. Can't even get the services we can't. And they say we veterans, we supposed to have these services. If we are, we ain't able to get them. Of course, I don't like to go around them kind of places now because I don't want them, I know they got a hit out on me now. Then they tell me to take some kind of gooped up medicine it's gonna kill you in your mind, it's gonna take your mind from you if it don't do nothing else. Have you walking around looking and acting just like a vegetable or a zombie. This is a serious situation we have out here. This is wartime thing. That's what it looks like to me. Whose side are you on in this war? Who are you with? I've tried all I can do to be with the federal government. But when they keep on kicking you in your butt, do you supposed to keep on accepting it? Well, I can tell you one thing. The federal government can't make the playing field that we own, they can't make it no more lopsided than what it is. They already see to it that all our peoples get little or nothing and is about nothing. If you try to pull yourself up, they're going to make sure that you be knocked back down. They are really experts in treating our peoples bad and wrong down here. They are torturing the poor peoples is what they are doing. They have the poor peoples in a slow death thing. Don't even have enough hospitals around for the peoples. If that's what the peoples want, hospitals. As for me, I'm afraid to go to the hospital. They'd see how nappy my head is and everything, and all now they figuring out a way, you know, which quiet way of death they gonna put on me. So they won't have to go through all the paperwork and everything. Well, as I've said already, they got me wanted, going and coming. You know, running around everywhere saying, "Where ain't up there? We got a warrant for him." So what? What's new? Tell me something that ain't new and all. You know you're gonna always be looking for a nigga that. But somebody said something about I won't make it to jail. Said they got something for me. Macmillan boys do. Bruce Jenkins and them had said that they wanted to wait till after he get in office before he get me. But who cares about it? Are we gonna worry about it? Whose side are you all on? Tell me it ain't a war out here if you want to. I'm not on Ed Peters' side. Not on Bruce Jenkins' side. I'm not on Craig Brunson's side. I'm not on John W. Moore's side. Because if I run for city council, John W. Moore will not be able to be in our ward. He won't be able to be an officer. John Dan Mulder, I'm not on his side. You know, he was at the KKK meeting not long ago, a couple of months back. Just common knowledge, that's all. They wanted me to be there also. I was going to be the nigga with the rope around his neck. Shame, shame, shame. We appreciate everything. That's what it's all about. We thank Mr. Richard Barrett for making our program possible. That's what it's all about, people. Peoples being peoples. At least a person like Mr. Richard Barrett, he'll let you know that that he's against you, that he wants your people to go back to Africa. And if I find any kind of way possible, I'm gonna make sure a pipeline is open for any and all of my people to be able to go back to Africa that wishes to go. That's what it's all about, being for real. Saying what is what, saying that our peoples have been dogged on.